Approaching severe weather. WHIO.
What time is it? Time for action.
Well, the radio is on.
I've been waiting all day.
It's go time.
That's the big thing today, radio.
Getting restless?
Speak into the microphone, squid friend.
Let's start the show.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
The big black bears are back on the road again. Back on the road again. Back on the road again. The big black bears are back on the road again. And they're in Dayton now. It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Oh my gosh, what a crazy day. We got storms, right? We got lightning, we got hail, we got traffic, red alert traffic reports, closed highways, and we got bears. We got bears here, we got bears there, we got bears everywhere. Holy cow. Oh, man, the live stream is up on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. We also got mail call coming up if you want to shoot me an email about anything or a message. You can send it to eveningedgetodd@gmail.com. What else do we have? Oh, we're going to take more suggestions tonight on a name for the Evening Edge themed pizza out at Roscoe's in Corwin. We got a ton of great ideas last night, but I feel like we might need a few more. We take all of those names and I throw them into a big blender, and I use it all as sort of creative juices, if you will. You know what I mean? And I gulp it down, and then it just comes spewing out all these great ideas to come up with a name for the Evening Edge themed pizza. Also, we got a Dammit dog, we got a jerk alert, and so much more. But first we have to get to, of course, the thing that everybody's talking about, Bear Watch 2025.
We have another bear sighting.
They say there are bears here.
You want the bears? The bald-headed killer bear.
Does this mean he's on the loose around here?
He's a big one, ain't he?
We think it's Bigfoot.
They have this little cute bear.
Nobody's scared of bears.
This is an Evening Edge Bear Watch update.
Roar!
Oh, that's ridiculous. So we talked about this last night at the beginning of the show. We had some sightings in Greene County. We had sightings in Clinton County. Then we had a sighting a day or two ago in Huber Heights. And now there's video of a bear in Clark County. This was this video, and you can see it on WHIO.com. This was shot in Bethel Township at a company called, and this, I thought this was ironic. The video of this bear was filmed in the driveway of a business called America's Wildlife and Pest Control. How convenient. They should have run right out there and captured the bear. They missed an opportunity. No, but I guess the video was at night, so it could have been in the middle of the night. But this is this business, I think, I looked it up online, New Carlisle Pike. And this was posted early this morning. Security video showing a young black bear walking in the driveway. And I have not heard yet from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources whether or not this is all the same bear, or if there might be two bears. Now, we feel pretty confident from what the reports are that the bear that was seen in Greene County, at first I saw it was on around 68 outside of Xenia, between like Xenia and Yellow Springs. And then there was the one in Beaver Creek, actually not far from where I live. It was, I guess, on North Fairfield. And then we had an unconfirmed report a day or two ago of something in New Carlisle, and now it's this one in Springfield. So, I mean, that's a lot of ground to cover. But when you're a bear and you're just roaming around looking for food or, looking for someplace cool to chill because it's hot. I mean, if it's hot for you and hot for me, it's hot for that bear. Probably looking, swimming pools, right? Trying to find some place to cool. But I don't know if it's the same bear that people saw in Huber Heights. I mean, it's kind of the same area, sort of, but that. I mean, if you bring Huber Heights into that circle, that radius of where the bear might be, that's huge. And then all the way up into Clark County, I know they can travel. But I've not heard any other reports on social media that people have seen the bear. And most of the bear sightings, well, I shouldn't say most. I think 2 or 3 of the bear sightings have taken place at night, and the 2 others were daytime sightings, but one was on a security cam, and the other, somebody did actually snap a photo. That was the one on 68. So who knows? We don't know. We don't know if it's the same bear or if it's multiple bears. Hopefully we'll get to the bottom of this. And I did see that the ODNR does say that black bears are protected in Ohio. So don't get any wise ideas of trying to go out and capture this bear or take this bear down. I know we got a lot of, hunters here, but it's not your job, But my question is, I don't think that they would go out and try to capture it, right? It's just a bear. It's in nature. Nobody tries to go out and capture deer or bunnies or, anything like that. Oh, we got a red alert. Go ahead.
Yeah, just found out they opened I-70 westbound where that big semi accident was.
Yeah.
They have just reopened the highway. They were shooting everybody off on State Route 49. But now, they've cleaned it up enough to reopen the highway. It's still backed up. And I mean, it's way backed up past, airport access and all that, all the way back almost to 75. But it is at least going to start moving for you.
Awesome. All right. Well, there you go. There's a traffic report. We got some the mail to get to.
Knock off the jaw jack, and it's time for mail call.
Master, I have mail for you.
The fan man.
Oh, I'm a big fan of yours.
The mail is here.
Your hate mailbox is full.
If you'd like to send me an email, it's eveningedgetodd@gmail.com, or you can just message me on Messenger. And this was actually a post that somebody named Brenda made last night on my Facebook about the bear. Brenda writes, I can remember before the animal activists in the 1970s, there was a man on Wagner Ford Rip Rap Road who had a bear, and people would wrestle the bear. I saw the bear in an enclosure. I never saw anyone wrestle it. This is a true story, not hearsay. So I mentioned to Brenda, I just responded and said, well, I'll have to talk about this on the show. I don't remember this. I mean, I was alive in the 70s, but I don't remember bear wrestling being a thing. But maybe somebody does remember somebody who had a bear on Wagner Ford and Rip Rap Road, where I'm guessing for a fee, you could probably go and wrestle a bear. If you got any thoughts on that, or you remember that, or maybe you were one who wrestled the bear. 937-457-1290. Here's another one. Hey, Todd, just wanted to chime in with my 2 cents on the whole graffiti on buildings debate and let me tell you, I think graffiti is the unsung hero of Dayton's community vibes. Wow. So we had a story late in the show last night where Dayton cops, they arrested a guy from Inglewood. They say tagged over 100 buildings. We were just talking about the fact that in a story I saw on WHIO.com, while a lot of people, myself included, think that generally graffiti is ugly and unsightly, there are some people who find it appealing or artsy or cool or hip or whatever. So this is one of these emails. When you see a colorful mural or a clever piece of spray painted art, it's like a free art exhibit that everyone gets to enjoy. Sure, some folks see it as vandalism, but I see it as the city's way of saying, quote, hey, we're creative, we're bold, and we're not afraid to express ourselves. And let's be honest, without graffiti, Dayton might be a little less colorful. Some of our buildings are so run down and bland. Graffiti makes them more interesting to look at. A little long here. So next time you see some graffiti, don't be so quick to judge. It's real, it's raw, and it's right there on the streets, just waiting to be appreciated. Keep up your good work. Todd, you make my evenings brighter. Sabrina in Dayton. All right. Well, that's another view. That's another view. But I said this last night. The murals that you see downtown, and there are, you know, big concrete walls where somebody has taken the time to artfully paint a mural. That's not the same, in my view, as graffiti. So while, yes, there might be colorful murals, that's not graffiti. What we're talking about are strange symbols, initials of people, gang symbol, I don't know, whatever they are. That is not, that nobody wants to see that. And I don't think that makes the city's vibes cooler, I guess.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up, folks.
T-O.
Double D.
H.
Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Hey, William, how you doing? Looks like most of the storms, the heavy storms that went through, are moving through. Looks like they're moved out of Clark County, Logan, Algley. I mean, yeah, kind of out of the area, if you're wondering. Hey, Christina. Yep. Crazy day. Crazy day. Uh, Is that guy's name Lion or Leon? Leon. Okay. Dee. You know, last night I mentioned that my great-grandfather had a pet bear, and his name was Teddy. And after he got too big and too ornery, they shot him and they turned him into a bearskin rug. And I thought I never knew what happened to the rug. I asked people about it. I think after my grandmother died, we thought that it got either tossed or sold or something. But I mentioned this last night and I posted it on my Facebook. And then all of a sudden, my uncle comments, "I still have it." Did you miss us? I don't know what to say to that. I don't know that I missed. I didn't miss anybody. I mean, don't take it personally. I just, I was enjoying my time off. Do 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 do.
Watching out for power outages around the Miami Valley this hour. We'll have more at 5:30 now. Back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
All right, we got to get back to the show.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Had somebody comment on my Facebook last night that they remembered that there was a guy back in the 70s on Wagner Ford and Rip Rap Road who had a pet bear, or it was a pet, but people could wrestle the bear. And Leon has a comment about wrestling bear stories. So I'm wondering if Leon knows about this bear. Hey, Leon, how you doing?
Oh, super.
Now, do you know about this bear that I'm talking about, Wagner Ford and Rip Rap?
No, this is a different bear from Columbus.
Oh, okay.
This guy had a bunch of bears. I think he had maybe 2 or 3. And this was as far as back as late 80s and 90s already, you could wrestle him.
Back in the 90s, you could wrestle bears?
80s and 90s. They had him at Greenville at the Triangle. They had him at Brazales. And they had him in Salina at Flamingos. And you paid, $11 or $12, signed the papers, and if you won, you got $1,000.
Wait a second. It cost you $12 to wrestle a bear?
Yep, $11 or $12, yeah. He didn't have a muzzle on some of the times.
He
and
did
he had
have
dull teeth.
Well, dull teeth and a muzzle. Did they?
He did not have a muzzle.
Oh, okay, all right. Did they like take off his claws?
He had his back claws. He didn't have his front claws.
Wow.
And they actually they'd let women wrestle him too. They'd have two women sign up and wrestle him, and they would scream and carry on, but they had to do the whole thing for 3 minutes.
Now, see, that's what I want to see on TikTok now. I want to see women wrestling bears. That's what I want to see. Thank you, Leon.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
I follow that page.
Double D.
Double L. S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Oh, I don't think we're having Wing It Wednesday tonight. The person who was supposed to be on tonight, I haven't heard from him, and he's not returned emails. So I don't know that that's happening tonight. But I guess it's always possible that somebody will show up at the appropriate time and say, "Hey, I'm here for Wing It Wednesday." Oh, Cindy says that she remembers. Interesting. Okay. Remember a bear on Wagner Ford in a cage 50 years ago. Mom would take us to see it. That's probably it. Probably the bear. Ron, you know what? I kind of remember hearing that, but I never saw it. Huh.
If anything unusual happens with breaking news, traffic, or weather during the hour, we'll stop what we're doing and break in. Because you need to know now. This is Dayton's News and Talk, WHIO.
Don't give me that politics, Jazz. It's not my racket.
People are tired of hearing nothing but doom and despair on the radio.
Everyone just relax, all right?
The problems of the world are not in my department.
Now, who would like a cookie?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Looking at the power outage map from Storm Center 7, looks like there's about 2,500 people without power. Looks like 900 in Montgomery County. 100 in Preble. And then 1,500 up in Shelby. But if there's any good news, it's that those storms that went through a while ago kind of brought temperatures down. There are some people commenting on the live stream that, you know, they outside it was like 95, and then an hour later it was 75. So hopefully that'll those cooler temperatures will make the day, the remaining part of the day, more tolerable. But man, oh man, it's been a hot week. 937-457-1290. We had a message on my Facebook that's Brenda, Edgehead Brenda, remembered that when she was growing up, I guess in the 70s, there was a bear that somebody had at their house on Wagner Ford and Rip Rap, and that people could, I guess, wrestle the bear, and the bear was kept in a cage. Well, Cindy Lou on the TikTok feed says that she remembers the bear, and then she also and I feel like they had bear wrestling at Kamikaze nightclub in Huber Heights. Really? Kamikazes? I remember Kamikaze nightclub. I don't remember bear wrestling. I mean, I remember going to Kamikaze nightclub, but I don't remember bear wrestling. There were some scary people there, but I don't remember bears. And then Ron on the live stream says that at Hilltop Road and Fairgrounds in Beaver Creek, a long time ago, somebody had a pet tiger. And, you know, I grew up not far from there, and I remember hearing that rumor, but I never saw it with my own eyes. You know, and when you hear rumors like that when you're a kid, you either think it's true and you are fearful, but you never see it really. Or maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe somebody remembers seeing a tiger at the corner of Hilltop and Fairgrounds Road. That's kind of like right on Beaver Creek, Xenia border. I don't know. Kind of odd for sure. 937-457-1290 is the number. All right. So last night we took a bunch of suggestions for this pizza that Roscoe's down in Corwin. is going, we've come up with it, and I'll give you the ingredients here. And we had some really good suggestions. So the pizza, and I tried it on Sunday. You can see the video on my Facebook. It's a garlic butter base instead of red sauce, garlic butter with Parmesan Romano cheese sprinkled on, shredded cheddar, then sliced Bavarian ham, and then a slight drizzle of nacho cheese, and then provolone mozzarella shredded. It's really good cheese. And then diced ham. You put it into the bake, into the oven, and then when it comes out, you drizzle it with sweet and spicy Tabasco sriracha sauce. And it is really, really good. So we had some good names last night. And what I like to do is when we have something like this, I ask the Edgeheads for their suggestions. Sometimes somebody nails it, right? When we did the beer. Yeah, the beer. When we did the Evening Edge beer a couple of years ago at Heavier Than Air Brewery in Centerville, somebody suggested Todd's Barrel Roll. And that was a solid suggestion, and that's what we went with. So some of the better ones that we got last night that I liked, Todd's Hamplosion Pizza, the Hollst Hog, and I did make a point last night. I'd really like my name to be in it. Call it Ego, call it whatever you want, but I'd like to have my name in it. The Evening Edge Hog, Todd's Edginator, the Holster. Let's see, a couple more. Todd's Hammy Heaven. Thought that one was pretty good. And Todd's Cheesy Porker Pie. So, if you got a suggestion, hit me up, 937-457-1290. Or you can hop on the live stream and make your suggestions there or email me or whatever. We're looking to come up with a cool name so they can put it on the menu. And when people come in and they look at the menu and they see this heavenly pizza, they're like, who's this Todd guy? Who's this? What's this Evening Edge? Because that's how we have to promote the show. It's grassroots, right? Word of mouth. There's no budget to promote it outside of this building and outside of the station. So that's the only way we can do it. And if somebody goes into a restaurant and they see my name, they go, what's this guy about? What's that dude? Might strike up a conversation, and then you learn about the show. It's very simple. It's marketing 101. 937-457-1290. Greg in Beaver Creek. What's up, Greg?
Hey, Todd. How you doing?
I'm well.
Hey, I'm from Beaver Creek also. I graduated from Beaver Creek. I don't know if anyone's called in about this or not, but in about 1977, for a pep rally for the wrestling team, they brought in a bear, and our heavyweight at the time was named Moose Freckman. And Moose Freckman wrestled the bear in the gym at Beaver Creek High School.
You have got to be kidding me.
No, you can look that one up.
Oh, sure my gosh. Well, first of all, that's my hometown. That's where I went to school. But not once did I ever hear of a story of a wrestler wrestling a bear in the gym. How did I miss that?
It was for a pep rally, and he was our heavyweight, and his name was Moose Freckman.
Oh, wow. Man, oh, man. I wonder if he's still with us.
I don't know.
Moose, not the bear.
I graduated in 81 from Beaver Creek.
Okay.
His family was a long line of wrestlers, and I really haven't kept up with him. And,
yeah.
I don't know if anybody ever knew his real first name other than Moose, so I don't even know how to check on him.
Oh, man. If we could track him down, that would be amazing. I would love to talk to the guy who wrestled a bear. I can't. Can you imagine if somebody tried that now?
Well, that's how times have
I
changed.
know.
And what year did you graduate?
88. So I was only 10. I was in school then, but I'd never heard that story.
Well, our pep rallies, that we had big giant bonfires, and it was,
I remember.
It was all good. And now, it's completely changed.
Right. Everybody remain seated and be quiet.
Yeah. We had real pep rallies.
I got you.
If you were not going to participate in the pep rally, you went out to the zone.
Right.
So,
all right. So So lastly, the Moose Freckman, right?
Moose Freckman,
and wrestled a bear at Beaver Creek High School in 1977.
Approximately 77.
Okay, so
he was our starting heavyweight team.
Okay, so he was the starting head guy. Okay, so if anybody knows of Moose Freckman, if Moose is still with us, tell him to call the show because I would like to talk to him about wrestling a bear. That is great. Thank you so much for your call, man. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
There you go. That line's open 937-457-1290. I can't believe that I grew up in Beaver Creek and went to school there. I never heard the story of one of our wrestlers wrestling a bear. How did I miss that? You would think that there would be pictures of that in the school, in the hallway. You would hear in classroom. You would hear. Have you heard the legend of Moose Freckman? I never did. Never did. That's awesome. Greg in Springfield. What's up, Greg?
Hey, Todd.
How you doing, man?
This is a biker, Greg. Remember me?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Well, we had a guy in the bike club years ago named Tiny, and he was huge.
Yeah, I was just say that's the
Yeah,
you don't name a big guy Tiny if he's not really, really big, you know.
And he was actually a heavyweight wrestler for Northeastern High School. He was like state champ.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And they had a bear at the Springfield Mall, Upper Valley Mall years ago.
As they would, right? Why not?
And he got in there, and the bear couldn't pin him. The bear got mad.
Wow.
It got kind of ugly there for a minute.
Well, I would imagine wrestling a bear could get ugly.
Well, he couldn't do nothing with the bear. Couldn't do nothing with him. There was 4 or 5 other guys got in there, and the bear just put him down, and that was it. But when Tiny got in there, the bear had his hands full.
Oh, wow. Wow. I miss the good old days when you could go to the mall and wrestle a bear.
Yeah,
you know, times were great then. Thanks, Greg. I appreciate it. Charles in Huber. What's going on, Charles?
Not much. When I was a kid, I used to live out in New Lebanon.
Okay.
There was an old man named Bear that lived out there on US 35, and you could go sit out on his back porch, and the bear would smoke a corncob pipe with you.
The bear was smoking?
Yep, he would smoke a corncob pipe with you.
Oh my gosh. Now, did you see this? Did you go smoke a pipe with him? I mean, this story
I was too young to smoke the pipe, but when my stepdad took me over there, they were sitting there smoking a pipe together.
Are you sure this wasn't like a cartoon that you saw on the
No, it's right. There's a house.
Isn't that what the bears at Disneyland did? Didn't the bears, they played the Jug Bear Band, right? Or the Bear Jug Band. They played the banjo, they played the pot, and they'd smoke.
but yes.
Oh man.
It was one of my stepdad's friends, and he took me over there one time because I thought I didn't believe him, and he took me there. And
that's crazy. That's crazy. All right. Well, thanks for your call, man. I appreciate it. Wow. A lot of crazy bear stories. That's awesome. Yeah, you do kind of have to miss the days when you could go to the mall and they'd have a bear. I bet there were bears at malls all across the country back in the 60s and 70s, right? And then it all changed in the 80s. Wow.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Come it up, punk.
Double D.
H.
Double L. S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Cheesy, spicy, fine swine. I don't know, Joel. I'm not the engineer. I don't know. Hey, Sierra. So
Heating, Air, and Plumbing Studios. Breathe easy. Choose McAfee. Call today or visit mcair.com. WHIO-FM, Pleasant Hill. WHIO, Dayton, Ohio. The birthplace of aviation.
Watching out for more thunderstorm activity. We'll have the latest at 6 o'clock. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Back to the show, everybody.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Oh, I ain't doing y'all.
Can't drop a lawsuit.
Going to court.
Lawsuit?
It's private.
You gonna sue him?
No deal, we're going to court.
I'm going to sue the pants off you. They just got a favorable ruling on a lawsuit.
No, sir. You are out of order.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Well, I saw this story. It's our lawsuit lottery feature. This is great. And honestly, it seems like a small thing. Like, why would anybody be so bothered by this? But people are weird. They have their little picadillos or whatever. A woman who worked for a North Carolina-based bank is suing her ex-employer after she alleges a manager placed a Chucky doll in the woman's office chair despite knowing that she was deathly afraid of dolls. So this woman, her name is Deborah Jones. She works in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. She says that she's been diagnosed with major depressive disorder, generalized anxiety disorder. And she added that her employer knew that she had those medical conditions. Yet the manager placed a Chucky doll, the doll that kills people, on her office chair. The woman says she was horrified by the doll and that it worsened her medical condition. She added that the manager laughed at her when he saw her reaction to seeing the Chucky doll. She says that, this happened over a several-month period. She now suffers emotional pain and mental anguish and PTSD from her encounter with the Chucky doll on her chair. But you know what? It does sound a little silly. Like, why would anybody be so, afraid of a doll to the point where you would file a lawsuit? I mean, that seems a little crazy. But at the same time, what kind of a jerk of a manager would do that to one of their employees? Right? If you knew that your employee was afraid of, well, whatever it might be, why would you do that? So I don't know what she's suing for, but she's trying to get paid for it.
What am I listening to now? What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up, folks.
T-O-double-D.
H.
Oh, double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
on WHIO.
Oh, wow. Thank you for Googling that. Is that Liane? Like Diane, but with an L? Or is it Leanne? I don't know. I've never seen that name before, but that's Leanne, Lion, Lion, Lion. I don't know.
Most of you.
Breaks. I'm Ron Otto, 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. Dayton's News and Talk. Depend on it.
If anything unusual happens with breaking news, traffic, or weather during the hour, we'll stop what we're doing and break in because you need to know now. This is Dayton's News and Talk, WHIO.
Hey, what time is it? It's showtime! Look, it's showtime!
Am I late?
We were just about to begin without you.
It's showtime.
Oh, this will be great.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Showtime.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum. Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum.
In the morning, laughing happy fish heads. In the evening, floating in the soup.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum.
So there's a reason I played the fish heads, but I have to just digress for one moment. I've got my intern Will in there, and I've got my producer Sierra in the other room, and they're listening to fish heads, and they're like, the looks on their face, they were perplexed. They were confused. They were trying to figure out what exactly the hell I was doing. The thing is Will, my intern, still in high school, and Sierra was in high school like, I don't know, 2 years ago? Yeah. So they're very young, and they know nothing of the glory of Dr. Demento. Dr. Demento. Oh my gosh. So for those of you like Sierra and Will who don't know who Dr. Demento is, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Dr. Demento is still a radio personality. And Dr. Demento, I don't know exactly when he started, but he's retiring after 55 years. Dr. Demento was one of my biggest radio influences. And I don't know where I listened to him in Dayton. I can't remember what station he was on, because for a while he was syndicated. And I think what they did is he'd record his show and they would send it out to all the radio stations that wanted to carry it. And it may have come on, believe it or not, vinyl. I remember when I first started in radio back in the early 90s, there were shows that would come in like Casey Kasem's Top 40. Everybody remembers that. I'm Casey Kasem counting down the top 40s. You know, that guy. Those shows came in on vinyl. And you had a turntable, that's a record player, right there in the studio, and you'd play it off of vinyl. But I don't remember what station locally that Dr. Demento was on, but I remember hearing it. I wasn't like I woke up and listened every Saturday morning or whenever he was on, but I remember hearing that song right there coming out of the radio and thinking, what on earth is this? And kept listening. And then you would hear more craziness. You'd hear more goofy songs. You'd hear parody songs. And I'm sure most of you who know who Dr. Demento is, his real name, by the way, Barrett Hansen, he introduced the world to Weird Al Yankovic, another one of my big-time influences. Because I remember hearing on Dr. Demento, My Baloney. There were some other songs that he did. I don't remember them, hearing them on the radio. I've heard them since then. But that show, oh my gosh, man, what an amazing career and impact that this guy had on radio, not just because of his show, but because of the influence that he had on young radio wannabes like myself. You know, every show that's out there, and I know there aren't a lot of shows like mine, thankfully, but there's not. There's really not. But there are, you know, there's like FM morning shows. And if they do parody songs or they have silly bits or, you know, all of that, so much of that came from that influence of Dr. Demento. And there were other radio influences then. You know, we've talked about him on the show. Growing up in Dayton, I listened to Steve Kirk all the time on Wing. And he did the same thing. You know, he had silly phone calls, you know, weird guests, the whole thing. Put-ons where he'd call, you know, it's a bit. It's fake. It's not real. But man, oh man. And I mean, he's retiring. Dr. Demento is retiring after 55 years. That is what a career. What a career. So I just had to mention that because I always loved that show when I could hear it, and all of those silly parody songs. All of that was just such a huge influence on me and on that show. Or on this show. So I just wanted to mention that. So we got some Dammit Dog here. And where is my little fancy? Oh, there it is.
The Misadventures of Dammit Dog.
Dammit Dog. Was it 97X? Captain Scurvy on the live stream is saying it was on WOXY. Maybe that's why I heard it. I thought I heard it in Dayton, but you could get 97X in Dayton. So maybe that's where I heard it. But I remember hearing some of those songs back in the late 70s, early 80s. Maybe that's when he was on. I don't know. But anyway. So we got a Dammit Dog. And I always preface this. We all love our dogs, but sometimes they do things that just make us absolutely insane. Now, this guy, this was in Bristol, Connecticut. And not sure how the dog got himself into the situation. He could have just run in there, or maybe I don't know what the story was, but this guy was at a public park with his dog late in the evening, and the park was getting ready to close, and for some reason the dog went into the men's room. Well, at this particular park, and I honestly didn't know that these existed, but it's a good idea, because we've had some vandalism at local parks over the years, particularly in the bathroom. At this particular park in Bristol, at 10 o'clock, the bathroom locks are on timers and they lock. So you can't get in. Now, I would imagine you could get out. Not if you're a dog. You're kind of screwed, right? But for some reason, this dog got into the men's room right at 10 o'clock. Click. He's locked in there. Now, the smart thing to do, if this happened to me, right, the smart thing to do, of course, you would panic a little bit, but you know the dog's okay, right? He's just in the bathroom. I would have called 911. I would have said, hey, I was at the park. My dog somehow got locked in there. Can you call the parks department? The parks department would maybe hit a button and it would remotely unlock the door and you could get your dog out, right? Not this guy. Apparently on this particular building, there was, and maybe this is an old facility with new locks. It had a chimney. This building had a chimney. Any guesses on what this guy did to try to retrieve his dog that had wandered in and got himself locked into the bathroom? That's right. He climbed onto the building and shimmied his way up to the chimney and started to try to climb down the chimney. Now, this feature is called Dammit Dog, but ultimately, it's not the dog's fault. Right. I mean, yes, he locked himself in the bathroom. He was in there after 10 o'clock. Shouldn't have been in there. Couldn't read the signs. But this guy ended up getting stuck in the chimney. Somehow he managed, I don't know, I guess he was able to call 911. Maybe he could grab his phone. Explain that to the dispatcher. But firefighters arrived, and he ended up causing $10,000 of damage to the chimney. And here's the other thing. He was arrested for burglary. Now, he was also charged with trespassing and criminal mischief. I get the trespassing, maybe the mischief, but the burglary, that's kind of interesting. But anyway, the dog was unharmed. It's unclear how long the man was in the chimney or how the dog got stuck. That's a mystery. That is a mystery that needs to be examined, I think.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Ah, that makes sense. WDAO. I bet that's when it was. Because I used to listen to that station all the time. Yeah. That would be a good idiot of the week. Oh, no, it did not go in. I couldn't get the trash cam camera working, so sorry about that, but Sierra, I'm going to want to talk to you after the 6:35 break.
The latest on a deadly crash on I-70. We'll have that for you at 6:30 now. Back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Welcome back to the show.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
I want him out of commission. But Sensei, I can beat this guy. I don't want him beat. But I'll be disqualified. Out of commission.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. That was a movie clip from the original Karate Kid with Ralph Macchio. You might remember that scene if you've seen that movie. It was the tournament, and the sensei of Cobra Kei, John Kreese, tells his fighter, sweep the leg, sweep the leg. Well, the reason I bring up this movie clip, the guy who played John Kreese, the sensei of Cobra Kai, was named Martin Kove. His name is Martin Kove. And in fact, he's been in the reboot of Cobra Kai on Netflix. Well, he and another co-star from Cobra Kai were at the SummerCon event. I guess somewhere. Let's see, Washington State. It was a convention over the weekend, and Martin Kove apparently is a biter. He's a biter. According to a police report, the cast member who was there with him, a woman by the name of Alicia Hannah Kim, accused the Karate Kid icon Martin Kove of biting her so hard on her arm, he damn near drew blood, end quote. He then allegedly kissed her arm when she yelled at him out in pain. Actors told a police officer working the VIP section of the SummerCon that Martin allegedly, completely unprovoked, grabbed her arm and chomped down on it as she passed by and said hello. Wow. Both the actress and her husband, who witnessed the alleged incident, confronted him about the assault, of course. Well, she confronted him because she got bitten. But apparently, Martin Kove became furious and outraged and visibly angry when he was told not to bite her or anyone. You would think at a certain age you would happen to be told to, bite anybody. The cop who responded told the actor what he did was a crime, and he needed to stick around until the situation was sorted out. Ultimately, the actress, Alicia Hannah Kim, chose not to press charges. But she did request an informal report be taken. Pictures were also taken for the record of what police called a very noticeable bite mark on her arm that was already turning blue and bruising. What would possess somebody to do that? Police say Kove seemed to realize after he was confronted by authorities that he screwed up and apologized to Alicia and her husband for his behavior. Did so in front of the officers. He was told he needed to leave the venue. And the report says the officer told him, "Don't you ever do that again." Wow. So, yeah, interesting behavior from the sensei of Cobra Kai. Martin Kove, what a weirdo.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up, punk.
T-O.
Double D.
H.
Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
on WHIO.
That went in. That went in. And taffy. Lots of taffy. Taffy. Too much taffy.
Happens with breaking news, traffic, or weather during the hour, we'll stop what we're doing and break in because you need to know now. This is Dayton's News and Talk, WHIO.
Be of good cheer and call me.
Call me now.
Call me. He's laughing at us right on the radio.
Least we could do is get him on the radio and talk to him.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. We just heard a commercial there for the Fab Four. They're going to be at the Rose Music Center this Friday night. They are celebrating the 60th anniversary of the USA Meets the Beatles. Now, this is I would say, I've seen a number of Beatles tribute bands. These guys are top-notch. Well, the reason I bring it up, we came into some extra tickets for this show. And right now on my Facebook page, you can go and register to win those tickets. Now, the show's Friday night, 27th, Rose Music Center. And you've got until midnight to register. So right now, if you're interested in going, go to my Facebook page. And you'll see the picture of the Fab Four and USA Meets the Beatles. You'll see that. Just click on it. And it will take you to a registration page on WHIO.com. And I'm going to send out the tickets tomorrow, so you'll have them in time for Friday. So do that now. Sierra, will you pop on, my producer?
Hey, Todd, how's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you doing? By the way, who's on your shirt?
This Batman. Oh,
I couldn't see it from here. Oh, okay. I see it. I
have Batman in the Dark Knight.
Wow,
Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. I got a question for you. I'm going to play you something. Yeah. And I want you to know if you recognize it or if you know what it's about. I have an email that I'm going to read about this, but I just want to get your take first. So,
all right.
Listen to this. Does this mean anything to you?
Labubu, labu labu, labubu, labubu, labu labu, labubu, labubu, labu labu, labubu, 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 labubu.
Anything? Does it mean anything?
I think I know what it is, but I don't So I think they're like little ugly keychain creature things. I don't know. That's what
You are pretty close. You are pretty close. We've got some mail.
Knock off the jaw jack, and it's time for mail call.
Master, I have mail for you.
The Fat Man.
Oh, I'm a big fan of yours.
Oh, my.
The mail is here.
Your hate mailbox is full.
So I got this email. It says, "Hey, Todd, have you heard about the Labubu Craze? My daughter came home from a sleepover and says all of her friends are going nuts for these plush animals from China. I hadn't heard about it, and now that's all she's talking about and singing the song. It's this one right here. It's I hadn't heard about it, and now that's all she's talking about and singing the song. If you can find it, you should play it on your show," which we did. It'll stick in your head. Love your show. Candace in Springboro. Well, Candace, I have never heard of Labubu. And apparently this is like a really trendy thing that's big on social media. I've never seen it. They're called Labubu dolls, and they're sold by a company called Pop Mart. It's a Chinese retailer, and they were invented in 2015 by a Hong Kong-born artist who lives in Belgium. And her name is Casing Lung. But what happens, and this I kind of find intriguing. I think this is sort of interesting. You order one of these online, and they retail for $27.99, but they come in a blind box. And what that means is you don't know what you're getting. You don't know what the character's going to be. It could be any weird character from their universe, the Labubu universe. I guess they're all monsters. They all look like little monsters. But they I guess attach to your bag. They're like a little clip. You're kind of right. But they're a little bigger than a keychain. At least what I saw. These were like good, not huge, but 5 or 6 inches tall or whatever. And they're super popular. And now there's even people who make outfits for these Labubu dolls. And it kind of reminded me of like the whole Cabbage Patch thing where you buy a Cabbage Patch and you know what the doll looks like. At least you did. I haven't. Do they even sell Cabbage Patch dolls anymore?
Well, I was going to say, Todd, that's besides the point. And I don't know anything about the Cabbage Patch doll, but you got to make sure you get the right one of these Labubus because it has gone so far as I've heard the fake ones. They sell fake ones.
There's fake Labubus?
And they call them Lafufus if you get them off brand.
There are fake Labubus.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, see, here's the thing, Cabbage Patch. You're too young to remember this, but maybe you've heard that phrase before, Cabbage Patch.
Yeah.
Okay. So back in the day, and people who know what I'm talking about, you know the deal. But you would buy these dolls in this big box, and it had like a plastic front, like you could see through. You could see the doll, but inside the box were adoption papers. And when you got the doll, you'd take the doll out and you get the adoption papers, and you'd find out what your doll's name is and what the background is and the whole deal. But this is a little different where you get a doll, but it doesn't, you don't know which one you're going to get. Now, I have no idea how many different dolls there are in the Labubu universe. There could be 10 dolls. There could be 25. Maybe there's hundreds. I have no idea. But you can buy one for $27.99, or if you're really lonely and want a whole gang of Labubu dolls, you can get a set of 6 for $167. And you're right, they're up on eBay, and people are spending double that. That is crazy. It's just the weirdest, the weirdest things. It's like the Beanie Baby thing, the Beanie Buddy or whatever, they're Beanie Babies. Yeah. So that is kind of a catchy little song, though.
Labubu, labu labu, labubu, labubu, labu labu, labubu, labubu.
Boot to the head.
Yeah, that's almost as bad as that stupid shark song, that baby shark song, right? Holy cow. Yeah. Labubu. So maybe if it hasn't made it to your youngster yet, it will soon. So just be prepared. Be prepared. This is like a public service announcement. You don't want to be left out in the cold, missing the Labubu Craze train.
Jerk alert.
We got a jerk alert.
He's just being a jerk. Oh, shut up, jerk.
Great big jerk.
He's content to be a jerk.
Big jerk.
Stupid jerk.
Lana on the live stream, you're absolutely right. The Labubus remind the sound and even the look a little bit of Teletubbies. Yeah, interesting. This happened last night at a baseball game in let's see, I think it was Rate Field. Is that I think that might be Arizona. I think that might be Arizona. Anyway, no, it was in Chicago. It was in Chicago. All right. Arizona Diamondbacks second baseman Ketel Marte was in tears during last night's road win against the the White Sox. Apparently, during the game, this player went up to bat, and somebody was yelling something from the stands. And it really, really upset him and caused him to break down into tears a short time later. And when I first saw the headline, I thought, what? That's crazy, right? Players get yelled at all the time. It's part of the deal. It's not a good part of the deal, but it's part of the deal. Well, apparently, the fan yelled something about his mom. And the twist here, the unfortunate twist, is that she was killed in a car accident a couple of years ago. So this guy in the crowd, that's what he chose to heckle this player on, was his mom dying. That is unbelievable. Now, if you want to heckle a player because of his number of errors or number of strikeouts, right? Or a mistake that he made in the game. If you're that kind of person, okay, fine. You paid your money. It's free speech. You can, heckle. You're a jerk, but you can heckle. But man, to go down the path of yelling out nasty comments about the mother who died in a car accident. But here's what I thought was kind of cool. After this happened, I guess other people heard this. Diamondbacks manager Torey Lovullo and their bench coach had the fan ejected. They called security. They said this is what happened. And that fan got booted. And in the middle of the game, I guess it was after the inning was over and whatever happened at bat, he went out on, to play in the field, second baseman. And at some point he just broke down. And I guess they stopped the game and the manager came out and consoled him. I mean, it's like we've just become so nasty when it comes to stuff. And you think, and I get, I've never had anybody come at me like that, but I've had some pretty nasty things said at me or towards me on social media. And it's sort of like, if you want to criticize the show, that's fine. But when you make it personal, it's no longer about the show. It's just about you being a jerk. And maybe you feel like you have free speech to say something. And you do. But you also have to face the consequences. Just like this guy got ejected, I would block you and ban you. I mean, and that's unfortunate that's where we're at. But I've never seen a ball player cry at a game. That was the first. And, on the surface, you're kind of like, oh, come on. But then, oh, wow, that's pretty hard. What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
T-O. Double D.
H.
Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Now from the WHIO.
That went in. This commercial's timely. Maybe it's all part of the big marketing plan. Oh, and Will, I've seen that or heard that song. Yeah, that's good. It's a oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. It's a commercial for Apex Plumbing that was just on the air, but you guys obviously can't hear it. But it starts out with their mascot, I guess, is a bear, and it said he's big and brown, he's got a black snout, and he's been seen around town. And I thought, well, that's pretty timely. That's a timely commercial. Heather unknown. I've made everyone tonight except for one. And I can't go back. I don't know how many I tossed, but at least 6. And I've said a couple of times, I've said that went in, but I didn't see it reflected in the score. So it is what it is. Sierra, are you working tomorrow? I'm hoping that it comes to pass, but there's an excellent chance that I'm going to be interviewing somebody from Seattle who dresses as a squirrel and pays people to go to their house and act like a squirrel in their yard. Yeah. But he's been responding to my emails and he said, "Oh, that'd be great." Okay. But you never know. People are a little flaky.
Easy. Choose McAfee.
Call today or visit mcair.com.
WHIO-FM Pleasant Hill. WHIO Dayton, Ohio. The birthplace of aviation.
Thunderstorms weakening, but the heat wave keeps going through Friday. We'll have the latest at 7 o'clock. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
And now for our devoted listeners, back to the show.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. So, tomorrow night on the show, I'm hoping that this comes to pass. A month or two ago, I shared a story that I think somebody may have, I think it was an email. Somebody spotted a flyer that had been posted on Facebook. And the flyer is from a guy. I believe it's a guy. I think it's a guy who lives in Seattle. And he dresses as a squirrel. And he will come to your house and act like a squirrel in your yard. And I think, I got to go back and find the flyer. I think he pays them for that opportunity. It's not the other way around. You're not paying to have some guy come to your house dressed as a squirrel and act like a squirrel in your yard. But I sent him an email back in February, hoping that maybe he would be available because I'd love to talk to him. But I never heard anything back. Well, over the weekend, I got an email, and he's like, yes, I'd love to do this. Sorry about my delayed response. It's probably hard to check your email when you're wearing squirrel gloves, you know. But if all goes according to plan, he will be on tomorrow just after 6 o'clock. I want to know what it's like to be a squirrel for hire. And I think you might want to know too. So that's tomorrow night. Of course, the show starts at 5. He's supposed to be on just after 6. But we'll see what happens, you know? He might get called out to a squirrel emergency and have to go collect some nuts. Who knows?
So that's it?
I'm afraid so.
That was exciting.
But I've heard enough of this weird crap.
We'll try again tomorrow. Yeah.
That's all for tonight, folks.
All right, we'll see you next time.
So pull the plug already.
This is the station Dayton turns to first for live team coverage of breaking news. WHIO
All right,
Dayton
folks, have a good
Springfield,
night.
celebrating
Hopefully
90
the
years of being
squirrel will
Dayton's
be on
news
tomorrow.
and talk station. Depend on it.
I'm Walt Harris, our top